Is Ancient Power enough to KO here without the Ancient Power boost? Yes, it is. Boom. That's another one. Here comes a Galvantula. Oh my gosh. Omastar going for the back-to-back booms right here. How much is this going to do to Galvantula? Shadow Ancient Power. Holy smokes. Is Wild Charge enough to knock out a Azumarill here? Coming from the Magnezone Shadow. Boom. Shout out Zionic. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Ox here with another video. If you're new to the channel, we do upload Pokemon Go content mostly related to PvP, so please consider subscribing to the channel if that is of interest to you. And if you're a returning subscriber like Randall1231, thank you for the support. In today's video, we got a pretty spicy set of battles with the 30-second switch timer. These battles come from a subscriber to the channel, cnsports. It's in the game. This guy is either a maniac or just wants to spice it up. You better get your milk for this one because this is a double shadow team. This team does not want to see a Medicham. It does not want to see a Deoxys. We got Shadow Omastar, single moved, running Ancient Power. Rock Slide, probably the best move. However, it does require an elite TM. Roserade, very spammy. Not Shadow, probably only because there is no Shadow, or else he definitely would be running that as well. And then a Shadow Magnezone. This team definitely doesn't want to see a fighter. These should be some pretty crazy battles. I'm excited to see what happens. Should be a lot of aggressive swaps. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please make sure you smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And without any further ado, let's just see how crazy these battles get right now. Alright, so I've had my fair share of crazy teams, but this might be going too far at this point. KKamonabe in the first matchup. We got single moved Omastar here, Shadow into a Galvantula. Now, I think Omastar actually would do better with Rock Blast. The thing is, he's obviously fishing for the boost in these games. Didn't want to second move it. Hydro Pump's probably the second move you want to go to. Best move is Rock Slide, but once again, you do need an Elite Charge TM for that. Does get to the second Ancient Power here. Don't think this will KO at this point. These Volt Switches are absolutely destroying the Omastar. Swaps out into Roserade to catch the lunge. That is not good. The opponent swaps out into Stunfisk. So these Weather Balls are going to hurt, of course, and does have a nice energy lead here, so is likely going to get this Stunfisk quite low. Not sure if it'll get to a third one, so has put itself at the risk of being farmed down here by Mudshot, which would not be good. And going to let this go through. Very good that was CMP tied there actually, because that means the Stunfisk should be drawing energy. But look at this. No real answer here for the Stunfisk. Fortunately does have a 2 shield advantage, but is that going to be enough here? Going to get off this Mirror Shot. Really needs this to KO because you do not want to have to burn a shield here. And look at that, Stunfisk survives, so forced to burn a shield right here. Only a Rock Slide, but this is a Shadow Magnezone. It's still going to hurt. 2 Pokemon left in the back. We see a Politoed here. Shields are down. Opponent doesn't swap. Here comes the Wild Charge. Is this going to be a knockout? Boom! There it is. Politoed catches the smoke. Galvantula comes back in. Half the shields here. You gotta swap. Why is he staying in here? You gotta swap. Oh my goodness. Alright. The defense was lowered after hitting that Politoed with the Wild Charge. Somehow managed to survive to get to a Mirror Shot there. Was that Wild Charge? I don't even remember what the heck happened there, but won that game. Sam Blue 24. That was an insane first battle right there. Oh my goodness. Very good lead right here. Omastar into Alolan Marowak. Even with only Ancient Power, this is an excellent matchup. Running Mudshot here as the fast move. Obviously Rock Throw would be pretty nice, but it doesn't generate energy as quickly. But here we go, gonna throw the Ancient Power at this Alolan Marowak. How many boosts do you think we are going to see in this video right here? None so far. Going to get to a second Ancient Power here. Gonna shield up this move. It's a Bone Club. It's doing super effective damage. Over farming, opponent swaps out into Venusaur, trying to catch the Omastar off guard there. Here comes the Roserade. This is a pretty nice counter here. Problem with Roserade is that it's so glassy, very low HP, that even a Sludge Bomb is going to threaten it. So with a Shadow, Venusaur Sludge Bomb actually would probably KO. So it does shield that up here. And going to go for the Weather Ball here. Is this Weather Ball enough to knock out a Shadow Venusaur? We're about to find out. Yes, it is. That's really nice. Marowak comes back in and going to throw the Grass Knot here. So I imagine maybe the Roserade's going to stay in here, keep alignment, it looks like. Marowak's going to have to move here. Probably going to be a Bone Club. It's going to be doing super effective damage. Or no, not super effective actually. It's going to be doing neutral damage because grass and poison. Going to go for the Weather Ball right here. And that is enough to knock out the Marowak. So here comes the Azumarill. And okay, are we going to see another one-shot? Is Wild Charge enough to knock out Azumarill here? Coming from the Magnezone Shadow. Boom! Back-to-back booms to start off the video. Shout out Zionic. All these Pokemon catching the smoke right now. I cannot believe this guy has won 2 games with this team already. cnsports up against Brian here in the next matchup. Shadow Omastar into a Wigglytuff. You hate to see it. Instant swap out into Magnezone. Here comes the Ampharos. And this doesn't seem like a great matchup, however, with an energy lead. Maybe it could go Magnezone's way. We're going to see what happens here. Going for the Mirror Shot, really hoping for that attack drop. And actually does get it there, so that might be enough to flip this matchup. Going for a second Mirror Shot right here. Focus Blast was still... Oh, we got double attack drop there. That is huge. That's a big break. Shields up this move. It's only a Thunder Punch. Going to go for the Mirror Shot once more. Focus Blast obviously going to KO. They do shield. Are they going for the Focus Blast? No, this can't be a Focus Blast. This has to be a Thunder Punch. This isn't going to do anything with the double drop. That still does quite a bit, to be honest. You could see if that Magnezone didn't get the double attack drop there, definitely would have lost that match. Swaps down to Roserade to catch this debuff Thunder Punch. Look at how much it's still doing. That is crazy. Wigglytuff comes back in. Should have 2 Weather Balls just about ready to go. Is this going to be enough to KO the Wigglytuff? First one, no. Second one, I think, is going to be enough at this point. Extra Charm goes through, but if this KOs, it will not register. That'd be a huge break. Shields instead, and swaps out into Magnezone with that stored Mirror Shot. This is going to KO. Very well played right there. Well-timed strategy from cnsports as we see the Azumarill come in. This is a pretty tricky spot right here. Is Shadow Omastar enough to take out Azumarill here with a shield? This Shadow Omastar with the Ancient Power. Maybe we need a boost. We'll have to see how this plays out. Play Rough. So it could be potentially Play Rough Hydro Pump. Obviously Hydro Pump is going to obliterate the Omastar. At this point Ancient Power comes through. No boost. Might be looking to sack at some point here. Opponent sacks instead into Ampharos. That gives some free energy to the Omastar. Gonna throw this Ancient Power here. This Ancient Power actually does quite a bit still. Imagine it had Rock Slide instead. Swaps out into the Roserade. Is this Weather Ball enough to KO the Azumarill? It's not, but here comes the Bullet Seed. Simultaneous KO, but the Omastar still alive. Picks up the win there. Off to 3 wins. SyokumanTV in the next battle. I am pretty lost for words at this point. Omastar into Talonflame. Great lead right here, even with Ancient Power. And let's see if we can get a boost one time. Opponent swaps onto Politoed. Here comes the Roserade. So this is a pretty good matchup. I'm going to go for the Grass Knot here. No baiting on this channel, just straight nukes right here. Grass Knot gets the shield. And the Politoed, probably going to go for the Weather Ball here. Earthquake would KO. Does call Weather Ball. That seemed a bit too quick to be an Earthquake there, so good, no shield. And the opponent swaps out into Talonflame. Here comes the Omastar. Ancient Power is ready to go. This is probably going to one-shot coming from a Shadow. Does get the shield. They get the boost, and he beats them to the next move. This is going to one-shot. Boom! There it is. Another knockout. Shadow Omastar this time joining the fun. Here comes the Politoed. Actually shielding the Weather Ball here. Probably because of the boost, but I'm not sure if it's going to do much for him. Ferrothorn comes in. So this isn't looking too great for the Omastar. However, that Roserade has a shield. Weather Ball is going to obliterate this Ferrothorn. Actually not shielding this, so just goes to show that this player does understand the matchups. Carry Parks here interfering with the content. Everybody's lighting up this guy's messages right now. Mr. Popular back at it again. Wins the games with the spice. Gets everybody messaging him. This is the coolest guy in Pokemon Go right now. Ferrothorn goes down, takes that game. Mr. Gucci North Face running the show. Wow. cnsports, you guys gotta subscribe to that sports network. We got another Talonflame lead right here. Omastar, Ancient Power, same lead as the last game. Opponent swaps onto Meganium. So another grass safe switch here. I believe the last game was Venusaur, if I'm remembering correctly. Going for the Weather Ball here. This actually will not KO Meganium. We are big supporters of Meganium on this channel. So even though we're on the Roserade side here, we're secretly cheering for the Meganium. And Meganium's going to go for the Frenzy Plant. That seemed a bit too quick to be Earthquake, but Earthquake, of course, would KO. Going to go for the Weather Ball here at this point should be enough to take out the Meganium. I believe this Meganium's pretty happy taking the shield advantage here. Comes back in with the Talonflame. And Talonflame is probably going to look to farm down completely here because no move's really going to threaten it coming from the Roserade. To see these Weather Balls coming through, but they're really not doing much. And Talonflame is getting a lot of free energy here. So it's going to be loaded, absolutely loaded here. And I expect Omastar to come in. Don't want that Magnezone anywhere near this loaded Talonflame. So here it comes. And the opponent makes a great swap into the Azumarill, catches the Ancient Power. Those are the kind of swaps that win games right here. And it's pretty unfortunate that our Ancient Power did land on this. Azumarill comes in with the Magnezone here. Now the switch timer is a bit desynced, so we could see the Talonflame swapping out at some point here. And this seems like an unwinnable matchup at this point. Going for the Mirror Shot here, probably hoping to get a shield. That Talonflame in the back. I mean, the opponent's playing this correctly. You really don't have to shield the Azumarill at this point because you could just come in with the Talonflame, double shield, and win the game. Going for the Ice Beam is going to get the shield. And the opponent's not swapping out, so actually able to farm down here. I think at this point, going for the Wild Charge, obviously hoping that the opponent doesn't shield. It's a big dream right there. Probably the only play is going for the Mirror Shot, hoping to get the attack drop. Them throwing energy here is really good, but you would need to get the attack drop and then probably come in with Omastar. Hope that Ancient Power gets the boost, and then you could survive a Brave Bird or something. I mean, it's pretty unwinnable, but there wasn't really anything you could do there except pray. Need to pray for the attack drop, need to pray for the boost, need to pray for a lot of things, and clearly cnsports is not the type of person to pray, so none of those prayers came true. Next matchup here, we got Omastar into Umbreon, shiny Umbreon, so this is probably a losing match for Omastar, to be honest. Umbreon's so bulky, right? And Ancient Power is not really the strongest move here. Maybe it'll be a bit different if it had Rock Slide or Hydro Pump possibly, but even then I think Umbreon's going to win this match. So Omastar here going for the Ancient Power. I guess the only thing I could save it is the boost, and no boost coming. So Omastar looking pretty helpless in this matchup right here. Another Ancient Power comes through, and look at that, we get the boost. So now it's the Scientist Shield. I guess this match could be flipped by the boost, to be honest. Is this Ancient Power enough to KO here though? I don't think this KOs an Umbreon, to be honest. So we're about to find out. Ancient Power comes through, does get the shield, so maybe it would KO. And are they going to go for switch advantage here? I don't think they could actually outpace the Umbreon to the next move. They'll get the next Ancient Power for sure. But if Umbreon goes into the two shields, I think Omastar is still going to lose this match. However, that boost did give the opportunity to win switch here, which the opponent does allow to go through. And we see the Wigglytuff come in. So two decent answers here, definitely going to come with the Magnezone, of course. And Wigglytuff is very slow at generating energy. So here comes Magnezone. Mirror Shot's going to be doing a lot here. So going to throw this and should be able to get to a second move before the Wigglytuff gets to the first. And actually building up for the Wild Charge, throwing right before the Wigglytuff gets moved. So that is some excellent counting there by cnsports. Very impressive. And swap out immediately to reset that debuff. We see a Pelipper come in, needs to get to this Grass Knot immediately. Basically, Pelipper needs to land the Hurricane here to win this match. Grass Knot does a lot. If this is only a Weather Ball, it's actually not going to KO. And then the Bullet Seed will actually go through, which will win the game. But they pretty much needed to throw a Weather Ball there, hoping it would KO so that they'd have another one ready for the Magnezone in the back. So it does end up taking that game. And these are actually some very impressive battles right here. Huge shout out to cnsports as we see another Talonflame lead right here. So you like to see this with the Omastar, of course. Opponent swaps onto Toxicroak. Here comes the Roserade. Definitely do not like seeing fighters, but this is a somewhat manageable game right here because you get to at least align the Roserade onto it. So Roserade gonna go for the Weather Ball spam right here. Weather Ball is such a strong move in Pokemon Go, to be honest. Generates so quickly, does a nice amount of damage. Gets to another one right here, and this Toxicroak is shielded. I would imagine Roserade goes both shields at this point because definitely does not want to see this Toxicroak on the Omastar or the Magnezone. So the opponent's going to throw the move here. That does get the second shield, and the opponent is going to face another Weather Ball here. Will they let it go down, or will they shield? They decide to shield, and they're going to swap out into Talonflame. Here comes the Omastar going for the Ancient Power. Is Ancient Power enough to KO here without the Ancient Power boost? Yes, it is. Boom. That's another one. Here comes a Galvantula. Oh my gosh. Omastar going for the back-to-back booms right here. How much is this going to do to Galvantula? Shadow Ancient Power. Holy smokes. Not able to farm down, so this is going to knock out the Omastar. However, there should be a bit of free farm here for the Roserade, which here comes the Toxicroak. Gonna eat up this Weather Ball and probably swap out into the Magnezone here to finish off the game with a Spark. That is an impressive win and another GG right there. Let's jump to the next matchup. KouKanMin. What are we going to see in the lead this time? Omastar into defense, Deoxys. This is probably the worst lead you could see with this team. I mean, XL Metachamp is probably pretty bad too, because it pretty much hits this whole team hard. Has the counter for the Omastar, counter for the Magnezone, has the Psycho Boost for the Roserade. I mean, this is just a horrible match, and burning a shield here as well, which isn't really going to do anything for the Omastar. Probably just wants to get this Deoxys as low as possible, knowing that they're going to lose Switch as well as the shield advantage here. So this is a really tough spot. Metacham has sort of the similar match because it has access to Psychic Ice Punch for the Roserade, counter for the Magnezone Omastar. So this, you see how risky it is to run a team like this in the meta. We see Victreebel come in, so we're going to go for the Mirror Shot here. And of course, you always hope for the attack debuff, even though it's not necessary. This is a good matchup. Swaps out into Roserade here, and going to look to finish off with the Weather Ball. So this Victreebel really not doing anything here, and it does go down. Opponent still has 2 shields. Here comes Deoxys. Needs to get this Weather Ball. Great swap. However, it's a Galvantula, so this is going to be doing super effective damage right here. Not enough to KO though. Comes back in with the Magnezone. I like this play, actually over farming here, looking to farm down completely. So this is, I don't mind this play to be honest. The lunge comes through, going to farm down, have 2 mirror shots ready. Probably going to get both shields from the Deoxys at this point. So you really need to hope for the attack fall here. Going to go for the second mirror shot. And I think after this you have to swap out into the Roserade, because yeah, staying in here I think is problematic, because at least swapping into Roserade, you could force them to throw their Psycho Boost, which will KO the Roserade, however lower their attack. And maybe after, once their attack is lowered, they can't get to 2 Psycho Boosts because the Roserade would beat them to the Weather Ball before they get to 2. So they're forced to throw, lower their attack, and then if that Magnezone still had all of its health, perhaps it would have been able to actually get to the mirror shot. Whereas when it was doing full counter damage, it wasn't able to get to the mirror shot. So that might have been a win condition, probably the only win condition, but it would have still been very close. Either way, next matchup, we got Alolan and Marowak here into Omastar. This is a very nice lead, of course, and I believe this is actually the last battle for the video. So a lot of fun battles here so far, clearly a lot of spice. And look at that Bone Club doing a lot of damage here to the Omastar. I actually don't think Ancient Power KOs a Marowak at full health, but yeah, so it doesn't. They let that go through. And at this point, you're going to shield, and I think you could actually farm down with the Mud Shots here. So that would be very nice for the Omastar to be able to farm down here, able to do it. That's huge. Have an Ancient Power ready. We see an Obstagoon come in, so going to throw this Ancient Power here. It's actually not great, and you pretty much have to let the Omastar go down here to keep alignment, because you do not want this Obstagoon on the Magnezone, of course. Here comes Obstagoon. Roserade going to tank this first move. Is it going to be a gunk? No, it's only a Night Slash. That still does so much damage. Going to go for the Grass Knot here, so probably not confident that Weather Ball would be enough to KO. Grass Knot definitely should be enough. Opponent lets that go through. Here comes the Manectric. Talk about the spice. Oh my goodness. Going for the Weather Ball here, probably going to get the last shield. Yes, it does. And Manectric with the Snarl, actually not even going to throw a move here. Grass Knot coming through, and doesn't even fully charge this Grass Knot. That's how insane. I can't believe Grass Knot KO'd Manectric. That is a broken move from a broken Pokemon. Great performance right there. So those were some crazy battles. Huge shout out to CN Sports for the submission. I cannot believe you made this team work, so huge props to you. Overall, this team you saw was a lot of fun, but it's very risky. Obviously don't want to see any counter users, don't want to see Medicham, don't want to see Deoxys. It's a very risky team to use. I do not recommend it if you're looking to rank up. However, if you're just looking to have fun, test out some spice, and enjoy Go Battle League for what it is, definitely feel free to use this team or a similar one to it. With that said, being able to run a team this risky and pick up some big wins with it is impressive. So huge shout out to CN Sports once again for making a team like this work. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, commenting, subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.